CBS News legal analyst Lisa Bloom, who joins us this morning from Los Angeles. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning.
First, let's clarify. As far as we know, the letters just spoke about Casey's love for Kaylee. The incriminating information came from statements that she allegedly made to these two inmates, one a convicted murderer, the other one who's in on drug charges. Not exactly credible people.
That's right, Maggie. That's what we understand from the reports thus far. And juries are notoriously skeptical of jailhouse snitches. People like these two witnesses, one's a drug dealer, one's a convicted murderer, who are trying to curry favor with law enforcement. And so they clearly have a motivation to make up a story that's going to be fodder for the defense on cross-examination. Absolutely.
So given that, why would the prosecution tout this as such a significant revelation?
Well, because one of the pieces of evidence that chloroform was used is consistent with some of the physical evidence that's been found. Chloroform has been found in the trunk of Casey Anthony's car, and chloroform has been found near the remains of little Kaylee Anthony. So I think the prosecution wants to put all that together. But this may be shaky grounds for the prosecution because keep in mind this is a first-degree murder case, which means the prosecution says that Casey intentionally took the life of her daughter. Not that it was an accident, not that she was sedating her and something went wrong.
Exactly. So can they, if they decide these letters are valuable to the case, can prosecutors use the letters and the statements that came from an inmate as evidence in court?
Absolutely. This is admissible evidence. This will come into play at trial. And the defense is going to say these letters actually help their client because in the letters, she comes across as a loving mother who's upset about the loss of her daughter. She's consistent with the story that she's told all along, that she gave the baby to a babysitter who then went off and did something nefarious with little Kaylee. So I think the letters are actually more helpful to the defense, but the testimony of these witnesses, if believed, that's explosive. And also, juries are always going to look at a witness like this. Is there something that they could only know from the mouth of the defendant? If this information about the blanket holds up in court, that Casey told the other inmate that there was a blanket wrapped around her little baby's body and that nobody could have known that except the killer and the police, that's good evidence for the prosecution.
Exactly. Then maybe it will be valuable. Lisa Bloom, thanks so much, Lisa.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.